Tiny Israel created history by reaching the moon and then sending its spacecraft down onto the moon surface. A bit of a rough landing, but a landing indeed. I have with me Ambassador Ron Malka. He's an economist by training, but trust me, a man who flew UAVs in his earlier avatar. So he understands what robotic missions can do and what the Beresheet spacecraft means for Israel, for the world, and for India. As he says, India and Israel are best of friends. What was the achievement by the spacecraft which went to the moon and a private company reaching the moon?
Well, first of all, I want to thank Israeli aerospace industries and SpaceIL for this great achievement. It's really an historic moment, and we are very proud of it. The achievement is that Israel, tiny, small Israel, as you mentioned, reached the moon. And we are one of 7 countries that really reached the moon and got into the orbit of the moon, and one of 7 countries that landed on the moon. And we are so proud of it. We understand that we did a big step for a small country, and we understand that this technology can be later used for bigger things, for advancements, and maybe help the world becoming a better world.
So how difficult was it to send a spacecraft all the way to the moon, and it weighs about just 585 or 600 kilograms, so a tiny spacecraft from a tiny country, and the moon is far away?
So this is exactly what is special about this project. This project is so inspiring because it's really different from other projects of sending spaceships to the moon, because as you mentioned, it's a small spaceship. It has to be planned very, very precisely in order to use energy in very precise way and to use the energy of the sun and using all the environment, all the condition, the environmental condition in order to land on the moon with low budget program. That was so special about this program.
What happened at the last few moments? We saw the last selfie given back by Beresheet, which says, small nation, big dreams. But beyond that, something went wrong. What went wrong?
Well, I'm not an expert to this particular issue, but from what I hear and what I read, we just, in the last moments, we lost communication with the satellite. Well, just for the last moments. That's why there was some issues with the main engine, some communication issues. That's why, as you mentioned, it landed, but not as soft as we planned to.
Yeah, because if Israel had soft landed, then Israel would have become the 4th country in the world after Russia, America, and China to soft land on the moon. So it is, even reaching the moon is a very big deal. Not many countries have been able to do that. How difficult was it to dream that tiny Israel can go all the way to the moon?
Well, we encourage these kinds of big dreams. As you said, for a small country, tiny country like Israel, it's a big dream, so it must have been difficult to dream. But this is exactly the message that we want to send to the new generation, to our children, to the world children. Dream big. You can do that. Dream big. And this is what Israeli proved today, that although we are a tiny, young country, just to think how we started 71 years ago from scratch, and to be the 7th country in the world to really reach the moon, and one of 5 countries in the world to land on the moon, makes us so proud and shows everybody that there's no limits. The sky is not the limit. The space is not the limit. You can just dream big and just go ahead and do that. And one more thing is that we understand and we show the world that we are not afraid of failures, because the way to success sometimes have some stops, some failure stops, and it's all right. It's part of the process. part of the process. We know how to accept it, and once you dare to dream, you are not afraid of failures, you really succeed. So that's what we show today.
So Israelis are not feeling too bad about soft landing?
Well, of course, you would like to see a soft landing, and this is kind of disappointment. But then, what I'm trying to say is the approach. We look and we really focus on the achievements, which is a very, very big achievement. It wasn't perfect. We'll try to do better the next time, like we always do. But it's a great achievement, and we are so proud of it. And as you said, it's an historic moment for us.
So failures as stepping stones to success?
Yes, sometimes in the way to success, you need to fail sometimes, but then in the end, you succeed. And you just mentioned India, and I want to say that for us Israelis, to celebrate this great moment on Indian soil makes it even more special. Because as I said, Israel and India are good friends, best friends, strategic partners, and just to imagine what can come of this cooperation, this partnership, India and Israel, two countries that belong to these 7 countries that reach the moon, collaborate, share the knowledge, share the spirit, and use these advanced technologies for mankind in order to make the world a better place to live in. Think what we can do to the next generations. It's just to imagine that.
See, Israel has cooperated with India in many domains. I don't want to talk of the other domains which are very juicy, but let's talk only about space. India bought a satellite from Israel, RESAT, and then India launched a satellite for Israel, which was also the same kind of satellite. In future, where do you see Indo-Israeli space relations heading?
Well, there's an MOU that really creates kind of a framework for the partnership between Israel and India. There is a mutual respect and mutual trust between Israel and India, which are the main foundations for partnership, for collaboration, which can be very wide and very deep. So, from my point of view, Israel and India are going to share all this knowledge, all these breakthrough technologies, and as I said before, the sky is not the limit, the space is not the limit, so it can go beyond everything, beyond the stars.
You mentioned about India and Israel being best of friends. Both Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu also get along famously. And one of the dreams of Prime Minister Narendra Modi is to double the income of farmers. Is there some way Israel is going to contribute towards India doubling its farmers' income and maybe using satellites?
Thank you for asking that, because this is one of the examples that you can give for how we can use these space technologies in order to make the world a better place, in order to be more particular, really to increase the income of the farmers. For example, in Israel, we just developed new techniques that we used satellites for agriculture.
You're famous for precision agriculture.
Yes, precision agriculture. You know that irrigation is a complex challenge, especially in places that have shortage of water. So we use satellites in order to monitor the fields and to give the exact prescriptions of how to irrigate each part of the field, how much water, where to do it, when to do it, so you become so efficient. And this process will really increase the incomes of the farmers. So we use the space, the satellites, to be aligned with this vision of Prime Minister Modi to increase and to double the income of farmers. So this is only one example how we can use these cutting-edge technologies to help the farmers to increase their income.
There's also discussion of making those atomic clocks, I remember, in the MOU that was discussed, because both countries want those high precision clocks which can give time very accurately. Is there any progress on that? Maybe you may not be aware, you are an ambassador, and that's a very technical question.
Yes, it is a technical question. I'm really not aware for the specific details. As I said before, there's a mutual trust. So where there's good friends with mutual trust, they just share everything that they have. And I'm sure that this is also on the table in this framework that I just mentioned.
Any joint missions, any joint satellites? Because Israel is known for its very small, lightweight, but very, very sharp eyes in the sky. So, and India is known for its very large, beautiful rockets. And if both countries, is there any opportunity for both to work together?
Well, the opportunity is there. I'm not sure exactly. And as I said before, I'm not really aware of the particular facts and plans that are there. But as you said, small, tiny Israel, incredible India, sharing all this knowledge, all this innovation together, no limit for where we can take it.
Any message for the large Indian space community? Because the next mission to the moon is likely to be Chandrayaan 2, which also attempts a soft landing on the moon by India. It's a totally Indian mission. And so, any message for the large Indian space community? A little bit of a sad moment, but then India is next. Any message for the large Indian ISRO community?
Well, I wish that India will succeed better than us and we have a bigger luck in really landing, soft landing its aircraft on the moon's surface. So I wish good luck and succeed in landing. Hopefully, we want to see that. Any achievement of India, we consider it as an achievement of Israel because, as I said, good partners, that's how they look on things. So I wish you good luck and success.
That was Ambassador Ron Malka telling you India and Israel are best of friends, be it on Earth or be it in space. And he wishes India's Chandrayaan 2 mission, which is the next mission to attempt a soft landing, the very best of luck. And certainly after today's hard landing by Israel, India really needs all the luck to manage to reach the moon surface and land softly and put India's rover on the lunar surface. Thanks a lot, Ambassador.
Thank you so much.
In New Delhi, Pallav Bagla.